Acknowledge that I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge that today's event, the unveiling of the historical marker for the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument and the commemoration of the 161st birth anniversary of Dr. Jose Rizal, is taking place on the traditional territory of Treaty 7 Nations, home of the Blackfoot, Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, the Chutina, Stony Nakoda Nations, Wesley, Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Métis Region 3 people. Today, we are honored to have the presence of officials from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the Philippine Embassy in Ottawa, the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary, the Provincial Government of Alberta, and of course, the City of Airden. We also have with us the representatives of the various Filipino community organizations in Alberta and of course, the media. To start our program, may I request all of you to please stand for the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of the Philippines by Ms. Jewel Arwen Nierva, to be followed by the national anthem of Canada by Ms. Elisha Ventura.
Let us all sing the Philippine National Anthem. Kayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Please join me in singing the Canadian National Anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much, Jewel and Elisha, for that beautiful rendition of the national anthems. You may all take your seats, please. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to call on His Excellency, the Philippine Ambassador Rodolfo Robles, and Consul General Saudi Patron to jointly lay a wreath in front of our Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. And the wreath will be carried by the RCMP Officer, James McConnell, and Alberta Sheriff Officer, Jericho Magtahas. Thank you, Ambassador Robles and Consul Patron. I would like to invite the Philippine Consul General in Calgary, Rizal Patron, for his welcome remarks, as well as the reading of the message from Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada.
His Excellency Rodolfo Robles and Madam Nora Robles, Executive Director Carminda Arevalo of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, Honorable Ron R., Minister of Culture, Honorable Muhammad Yassin, Associate Minister for Immigration and Multiculturalism, His Worship Mayor Peter Brown, Mayor of Airdrie, MLA Angela Pitts, City Council members of Airdrie, members of the Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, the members of the Filipino community, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly 1 year ago, amid the COVID-19 pandemic and the public health restrictions in place back then, about 30 people gathered here on this same spot of Nose Creek Regional Park to break the ground for the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary's biggest cultural diplomacy project, the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. This project was initiated and led by the Philippine Consulate General and pursued and realized in partnership with the Airdrie City Council, Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, the major sponsors, and the BRIC donors. A little more than 4 months after that groundbreaking ceremony, we unveiled the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument on October 23, 2021, in the presence of the Filipino community members who braved the cold and rainy weather that day to witness a historic event. Today, as we commemorate the 161st birth anniversary of the Philippines' national hero, we will be witnessing another historic moment with the National Historical Commission of the Philippines' designation of the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument here in Airdrie as a Philippine historical site and the unveiling of the NHCP's historical marker. I am grateful to the NHCP, led by its chairman, Dr. Rene Escalante, who is represented today by Executive Director Carminda Arevalo, for giving us this national recognition for our Dr. Jose Rizal Monument, the first such monument in the province of Alberta. This recognition means a lot for the Filipino community in Alberta, whose national identity and cultural heritage communities Dr. Jose Rizal Monument, as they significantly contribute to the economic and social progress of this province. Once again, I wish to thank the City of Airdrie and its gracious people for welcoming the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument and making it a living proof of the cultural diversity that is very much alive in this beautiful city. Aside from the unveiling of a historical marker today, I would also like to inform the public that today also marks the installation of the 4 flagpoles and 2 spotlights that will enhance the beauty of our Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. We were able to install these additional features through the support of 14 more sponsors. Their names are now inscribed on the bases of these flagpoles and spotlights. Their names are welcome addition to the names of the 32 major sponsors and the 201 brick donors who helped us install our Dr. Jose Rizal Monument last year. The Dr. Jose Rizal Monument project, I am proud to say to all of you now, is now complete. I invite and encourage our Filipino community in Alberta and other parts of Canada to visit our community's Dr. Jose Rizal Monument here in Airdrie. I also thank Philippine Ambassador to Ottawa, Rodolfo Robles and Madam Nora Robles, who came all the way from Ottawa, and to NHCP Executive Director Carminda Arevalo, who traveled from Manila, Minister Ron Orr, Associate Minister Muhammad Yassin, Mayor Peter Brown, the members of the City Council of Airdrie, our MLA, and all of you who are here for celebrating this historic moment with us. Lastly, while Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is not with us physically at this occasion, he has sent us a message which I will have the honor of reading to you right now. The message says, dated June 19, 2022, Dear friends, I am pleased to extend my warmest greetings to everyone attending today's unveiling of the Rizal Monument historical marker at Nose Creek Regional Park in Airdrie, Alberta. This is a momentous day for the Philippine Consulate General, the Airdrie City Council, the Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, and the Filipino community across Alberta as you gather to honor Dr. Jose Rizal, an important figure in the history of the Philippines, on his birth anniversary. Today's unveiling of the historical marker formally gives the monument the distinction of being the first of its kind in Alberta, and I would like to commend all those who worked to bring this project to completion. With this year marking the 124th anniversary of Philippine independence, and given that June is Filipino Heritage Month, today's gathering also provides a wonderful opportunity to recognize the significant contributions and the rich culture and traditions that past and present generations of Canadians of Filipino origin, including Alberta's 175,000 strong Filipino community, have brought to our country. Canada is truly a multicultural nation, made stronger and more resilient by our diversity. On behalf of the Government of Canada, I offer my best wishes for memorable event. Sincerely, the Right Honorable Justin P.J. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, Consul General Patron, for those gracious remarks. Now, I would like to call on His Excellency, the Philippine Ambassador to Canada, Rodolfo Robles, for his message.
Thank you, Marjorie. Before I proceed, may I ask you to look at my Barong Tagalog. This is what we call in the Philippines, Jose Rizal cut. Jose Rizal style. Honorable Ron Orr, Ministry of Culture, Honorable Mohammed Yassin, Associate Minister for Immigration and Multiculturalism, His Worship Peter Brown, Mayor of Ardri, Consul General Saldi Patron, Executive Director Carminda Arevalo of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, members of the Filipino Ardre Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, and the Filipino community. I am pleased to join you today at this historic event for the Filipino community in Ardre, in Alberta, to witness the unveiling of a historical marker for Dr. Jose Rizal Monument here in News Creek Regional Park. It is fitting that we are doing this today to commemorate the 161st birth anniversary of Dr. Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero. Unveiled to the public on October 23, 2021. This Rizal Monument will not be here if not for the generous support of the different major sponsors and BRIC donors. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the men and women, private companies and associations, and the individuals who made this invaluable contribution to help realize the installation of this Rizal Monument. Today, this Rizal Monument will now be considered as a historical site by the Philippine National Historical Commission as we unveil in a few minutes a historical marker transported directly from the Philippines. For indeed, on this day, we honor a person whose life and death forever changed the history of the Philippines and the lives of all Filipinos in the Philippines and all over the world. Chairman Dr. Rene Escalante, who represented today by Executive Director Carminda Arevalo for the authority to install a historical marker for the Rizal Monument. I commend our Filipino communities for their tireless efforts and support in sharing the beauty of our country and our rich cultural heritage with your communities. As our national hero, God Jose Rizal wrote in Mi Ultimo Adios, a place or the manner we choose to give lives and service of our country does not matter. And you, my Filipino kababayans, have chosen to do it here in Canada. May I join you then to continue to share your rich Filipino heritage with your community, especially with the second and third generation of Filipino Canadians, so that they too may know their roots. I assure you of the continued support and cooperation of our Philippine Embassy in this endeavor. Rizal knew that knowledge is priceless. He believes that a population that is educated can never be enslaved. Well-versed in the science and the arts, Rizal inspires to live a life of learning and doing to make a positive change in our community. He is indeed a treasure, and not just to Filipinos, but to the world at large. Let me also thank you once again, Mayor Peter Brown, the City Council of RG, and the Filipino of RG itself for welcoming the Rizal Monument, and the provincial government of Alberta, represented by Culture Minister Ron Orr and Associate Minister Mohamed Yassin, for welcoming the Filipinos in your province. Let me now recall the motto of Rizal when he said, "Non omnis moriae." Not everything in me shall ever die. With this concrete monument erected in his honor, the aspirations and hopes of Dr. Jose Rizal will continue to live in our hearts and in our minds as we gather here every year to remember his birth and his martyrdom. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Robles, for those words of wisdom. And by the way, you look really amazing in your Barong Tagalog. Palakpakan po ulit natin si Ambassador Robles. Maraming salamat. At this point, I'd like to recognize the Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn. He's actually the Vice Chair of the Standing Committee of Citizenship and Immigration. Member of Parliament Jasraj Singh Halan. Did I pronounce the last name so well? Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Maraming salamat po. Now, I would like to call the Honorable Ron Orr, the Minister of Culture for the Province of Alberta, to deliver his remarks.
Good morning, and what an exciting day. I consider it a true privilege to be here. Ambassador Robles, Consul General Petron, Mayor Brown, and friends, everyone. Our member for Parliament, glad you could make it just in a moment, and also my associates, Minister Yassin and MLA Pitt, somewhere here, I don't see her at the moment, but you all know who she is. There she is, hiding behind the speaker. Thank you for this great opportunity to be a part of this with you, and on behalf of our Alberta government, I just truly want to congratulate you, although I'm a little bit envious that Airdrie ended up with this. Good for you.
We'll talk after this, Minister.
Yeah, okay. And I do want to acknowledge, excuse me, I do want to acknowledge that we do share this land with Indigenous, Métis people, and now obviously people from all over the world. May we share it together joyfully and in peace with respect for one another. And so on behalf of our Alberta government, thank you for inviting me to celebrate the unveiling of the Jose Rizal Monument. Wonderful day, wonderful opportunity, and as always, I'm honored to be invited when communities throughout our province celebrate their treasured heritage. Alberta is definitely steeped in diversity, made up of many cultures who have come together to share their values, their traditions, and their history. The Filipino community is one of the largest, and I would say the friendliest and hardest working of these provinces. I have to say, from my rank as well, there are many Filipino people. I've made good friends with numbers of them. I've been in a couple of their churches. I've actually spoken in one of their churches. I've been to some of their basketball tournaments. Now that's where I get excited. And to some of their family community celebrations in the park. You guys have more different ways to play games than anything I've ever seen. So it's a lot of fun. And I want to say, truly from my heart, to the Filipino community, you are welcome here in Alberta. I personally, and so today I'm proud to recognize with you the hero of the Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal. I read a little bit about his story in preparation for this. Jose Rizal dreamed of his country being independent from Spain, probably more than anything else. He began his formal career actually as an ophthalmologist, if I can pronounce it properly. My understanding is. But he informally mastered many of the arts as well, which for me as Minister of Culture was noteworthy. He was a painter, sculptor, a writer, a prolific writer actually of essays, novels, and poetry. And I think his writing captured the imagination and the enthusiasm of his fellow citizens. I want to get mixed up here. There we go. And the independence of the Philippines was probably his greatest passion and his greatest subject area. And even after he bravely faced a firing squad, his ideas lived on. They carried on and they continued to inspire the Philippine independence movement. So truly a national hero. Jose Rizal embodies the strongest quest of all humans, I think, for freedom. And this monument is a reminder of his values of his life. And I think I can assure you that Albertans share with you that passion and that desire for freedom, something that we also want to enshrine and work toward, and appreciate you joining us in that. I want to thank as well Carminda. I actually practiced. I was going to say it right, but I didn't want to say it wrong. Arbelo, I think I got it. Thank you for coming all the way from the Philippines to be here and for helping to preserve the richness of Philippine culture. I especially want to thank the entire Filipino Albertan community for making our province a better place to live and to learn, to work and to play. And I have to share a story with you. There's a guy in my riding who was looking for some good, solid workers a few years back, maybe about 15 years back. And he asked around in the international community, where can I find people who are good workers, who are good people, who are reliable? And the answer we got everywhere was, go to the Philippines. So he actually went there. He created an immigration company beside his own manufacturing company. He set up an immigration office in the Philippines. And over the years, he's been responsible for bringing several thousand Filipinos into the agricultural community, into the agricultural manufacturing community. And I just, every time I meet them, incredible contribution and work. So you contribute as a people, not just to culture and to a wonderful sense of friendliness, but you also, quite frankly, are very strong contributors to the Alberta economy. And that needs to be recognized as well. And so I thank you for that and celebrate with you for that as well. So congratulations on the unveiling of this marker. I hope it serves as a source of inspiration, of welcome and the acceptance of full diversity within our province, celebrating diversity. And it may be a place of learning for generations to come, for your people especially, and the rest of Albertans. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Minister Orr, for those very kind words. Thank you so much. But you forgot to mention our love for karaoke. As the Filipino community invited you for karaoke, and our love for lechon. Thank you.
That is true.
Yes, thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to call on the Honorable Muhammad Yassin, the Associate Minister for Immigration and Multiculturalism, for his remarks. A very good friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marjorie. It's always a pleasure to see you around. And when I found out that you're going to be here, I made sure that I will also be here as well. I would like to acknowledge a few dignitaries which have already been acknowledged, but here we go again. Your Excellency, Ambassador Robles, Ambassador Philippine, Consul General Petra in Calgary, Mayor Peter Brown, City of Erie, Carmina Arel, the Executive Director of National Historical Commission of the Philippines, my colleague, Honorable Mr. Ron Orr, and my other colleague, Angela Pitt, member of Legislative Assembly, as also Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such a pleasure for me to be here in front of you on this very important occasion and happy occasion. And I'm so thankful for the invite. I am indeed honored to join you at today's event where we have much to remember and celebrate. First, June, as everybody knows here, is Philippine Heritage Month, when we celebrate Filipino culture and history, as well as the contribution the Filipino community makes in this province. You are making a difference in all aspects of Alberta, including healthcare, education, business, the arts, and through faith communities and public service. I am so proud to say Alberta is home to the second largest Filipino community in the country. And this community has helped shape a prosperous, thriving, and multicultural Alberta. So thank you very much for that. Philippine Heritage Month is also an opportunity to reflect on your nation's history, particularly June 12th, which is Philippines Independence Day. The occasion that brings us here today, the birth anniversary of Dr. Jose Rizal, a national hero. Commemorating national hero is one way cultural communities in Alberta can preserve their heritage and share it with others. As I said when this monument was first unveiled last fall, when I was here, and it was raining like you wouldn't believe it. Today is much better. The statue of Jose Rizal is a symbol of the pride Filipinos take in their heritage and independence, and an opportunity for Albertans to learn more about Filipino history. Today, this important symbol is getting further recognition with historical marker from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Thank you for coming here today from all the way from Philippines. Dr. Rizal, he was an inspirational person in the history of Philippines. I am inspired by the way the Filipino community in Alberta take pride in their heritage and preserve their history so it can be accessed by anyone in this province. I encourage you to continue sharing your history, your culture, your heroes, and your many skills and abilities to others living in Alberta, so that they know about your past victories and your present accomplishments. Events like these help make your history known to your neighbors and other people in this province. To help spread the word about amazing things your community contributes to Alberta, you can nominate outstanding individuals for the Alberta Newcomers Awards, which I just announced about a week and a half ago for our newcomers. These awards celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of migrants, including youth, women, seniors, entrepreneurs, academics, workers, and community builders. And I know that in each of this category, there are many Filipinos. So please take your time to nominate somebody for these awards. For these awards, a newcomer is anyone who was born outside of Canada and is now a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident and lives in Alberta. Anyone is welcome to submit a nomination to recognize an immigrant in Alberta using an online form available through alberta.ca. Nomination will be open until latter part of July, I think July 24th. immigrants from the Philippines are among those who have made outstanding contributions to this province through volunteering, starting a business, making academic or professional achievements, or showing leadership and encouraging others to do the same. I encourage everyone here to nominate someone you know to help celebrate and raise awareness of the role your community plays in making Alberta a prosperous and welcoming place. For the Filipino community in Alberta is making a difference, whether through commemorating your history and sharing it with others, or through the various ways you work, volunteer, and participate in activities throughout the province. Let us continue to celebrate these contributions during Philippine Heritage Month and throughout the year. Thank you very much, and I would like to say a couple of things right from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes when you come to these events, you got prepared notes. But let me thank you for the contributions that Filipino community makes. I've had the opportunity to go across Alberta, right, all the way from the north, Fort McMurray to Grand Prairie, and all the way to the south, Lethbridge, Brooks, and Brendan, almost everywhere in Alberta, and even smaller communities as well. The way I saw Filipino community making a difference in this province is second to none. So let's give yourself a big round of applause for that. And I know someone said that there's 174,000 people here in Alberta of Philippine heritage. I think the number is 179,000. So, but that's what I thought. That's how it was last year when I was here. So they may have increased now. But anyways, the point is that you are a significant part of this province. You have opportunities to contribute, to make a difference in so many different ways, and you have been the way you have been. So please continue to do that. And we are in this province. We all work together. There's a huge 1 in 4 people in this province will identify themselves as a new immigrant or a newcomer or an immigrant. So it's a significant portion of our population. And the purpose of these awards that we just announced last week was to let the mainstream also know the contributions that our newcomers make, and as a result, the good feeling, the collaboration, the cooperation that can come forward through this information and knowledge, as when we will share that at the end of this year. So thank you very much for the invite. It's always a pleasure to be here. And Ubuhay and Marani Salamat. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Minister Yassin, for those thoughtful and kind words. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite the following representatives from the Philippine and Canadian sides for the official unveiling of the historical marker for the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. From the Philippine side, I'd like to call on Ambassador Robles, Consul General Patron, National Historical Commission Executive Director Carminta Arevalo, and Mr. June Martin of the Filipino Airdrie Association. From the Canadian side, I would like to call on the Minister Ron Orr, Associate Minister Muhammad Yassin, and His Worship Mayor Peter Brown of Airdrie.
Excuse me. So, we are now unveiling the historical marker from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. 1, 2, 3.
Palakpakan po natin. Thank you very much. I would like to call MP, if you can join them. Yeah. And MLA Angela Pinto, please. Thank Thank you. We have city councilors from Airdrie, please. Thank you. This is a historical moment for the Filipino community in Canada. So we are making history today, right now, right here in Airdrie, Alberta. Of course, through the efforts of the most outstanding Consul General Saldi Patron and the PCG Calgary. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. One more. Okay, thank you.
Sheila, ang galing ng asawa mo. I'm very proud of him. Sabi ko, kasi may dalang asawa niya. Picture tayo mamaya, ha? I'll send it to the family. Galing, ha?
We are not done with the program yet.
Tita Sheila.
Please remain seated.
Hinahanapan niya ako ng tag. Sabi ko, wala na.
Hindi pa po tayo tapos. Thank you very much. Thank you to our dignitaries, our guests. Thank you. Allow me to read the text of the historical marker of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines that is now installed on the Rizal Monument, so the public will know. National Historical Commission 2022, Jose Rizal, 1861-1896, Philippine national hero, born on 19 June 1861, physician, poet, writer, educator, linguist, inventor, authored novels Noli Me Tangere, 1887, and El Filibusterismo, 1891, which bared colonial oppression of the Filipinos. He advocated non-violent struggle for freedom, but was charged with inciting dissent. The living soul of the 1896 Philippine Revolution. He was executed on 30 December 1896. His martyrdom inspired a sense of nationhood that eventually led to the proclamation of Philippine independence in 1898. Again, palakpakan po natin. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. At this stage, I would like to invite Executive Director Carminda Arevalo of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, who came all the way from Manila to deliver her message and join us today. Let's welcome Executive Director Carminda Arevalo. Good morning. Thank you, Miss Margie. His Excellency Ambassador Rodolfo Robles and his lovely wife, Nora, our hardworking Consul General Santo Patron, and our gracious host, his wife, Sheila, Alberta's Culture Minister, Mr. Ron Moore, Associate Minister for Immigration and Multiculturalism, Mohammed Yassin, Representative Azraj Hanan, Honorable Mayor Peter Brown, City of Airdrie, officers and staff of the Philippine Consulate in Calgary and Philippine Embassy in Ottawa, Honorary Consul Pete Escalar, members of the City Council of Airdrie, members of the Filipino community, the Rizal Monument Project team, members of the media, and all other present here today to witness this momentous occasion. Good morning, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, we unveil and turn over to the City of Airdrie this historical marker in honor of one of our national heroes, Dr. Jose Rizal. It is apt that this marker remembers Rizal, as it may be said that he represents the experiences of all Filipinos overseas. At a young age, he left our country in pursuit of a better education. During his time, at the latter half of the 19th century, Filipinos were experiencing an unprecedented growth and expansion both in economic status and social mobility. With the opening of the Philippines to the world trade, a new generation of Filipinos were brought up on newfound wealth and prosperity. This generation, which we refer to as the Ilustrados, were products of the Second Renaissance that occurred in the 19th century. With access to the world and all that it offered in terms of education and opportunities, enterprising families sent their young sons abroad to seek higher education and social standing. Rizals of Laguna were no different. After suffering significant economic losses due to the takeover of their managed lands by the friars, they pinned their hopes upon the young Rizal, who went to university in Spain, here along with other young Filipinos. They drew their knowledge in practical professions such as medicine, engineering, and other trades. But it was also here, in the charged and tumultuous atmosphere of Europe, that they also found political emancipation. With the rise of nationalism across the European continent, the young children of society between Filipinos and Spaniards. They formed civic groups that advocated for political and social reform at home. They met and collaborated with known public intellectuals and activists in the Spanish homeland, took to heart the lessons of the Republican France and egalitarian England, and again dreamt of the same for their motherland. But they too were not of unlimited resources. During his stay in Germany, where he translated the famous story of William Tell, Rizal lived in a single-room apartment. To save his meager allowance, he seldom used it and relied on his overcoat for warmth in the cold German nights. He later moved to Hong Kong, where he practiced his trade as an optometrist or eye doctor, giving vision to those whose eyesights were cloudy or blurred. But he never failed to pursue the dream that they had for their motherland. He continued to struggle for freedom, supporting various causes for social and political reform, including the famous story of the women of Malolos who petitioned for the establishment of a night school for women. But it was his dream that ultimately claimed his life. After the outbreak of the 1896 Philippine Revolution, Rizal was imprisoned by the Spanish colonial government and charged with leading the rebellion. Defiant and dignified, Rizal answered the charges with full knowledge that no defense would ever save him from a sentence already decided upon, even before the trial. And so, with the thought of his family and his country, he became a martyr for our freedom and liberty. It is therefore apt that all the several historical markers that the National Historical Commission of the Philippines has installed across the globe, Jose Rizal represents both the experiences and the triumphs of Filipinos worldwide. On behalf of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, we express our utmost thanks and gratitude to the City of AirG for hosting us in the historical night. They serve as a symbol of the noble spirit that lives in every Filipino, wherever they may be in the world. Thank you at maraming salamat.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po, Executive Director Arevalo, for your inspiring words. Now, I would like to request the Executive Director Arevalo and Mayor Peter Brown to please proceed to the table for the signing of the Certificate of Acceptance of the historical marker between the NHCP and the City of Airdrie. I would like to call as well Consul General Salvi Patron and Ms. Eleanor Samonte of the NHCP to sign the Certificate of Acceptance as witnesses. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, thank you very much to the City of Airdrie, to the City Mayor, and to the councilors. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. On behalf of the Filipino community, thank you so much. And of course, congratulations to the Filipino Airdrie Association. We are very proud of you po. Maraming salamat po. Now, I would like to call on His Worship, Mayor Peter Brown, for his acceptance message.
Sorry, can you hear me, everybody? Good morning. Thank you, Marjorie. It never fails when I speak. The wind picks up, the rain starts. There's something wrong with this picture right now, I can tell you. Good afternoon. And welcome. On behalf of myself and the City of Airdrie and our City Council, I'm honored and privileged to celebrate with you, honoring Dr. Rizal's birth anniversary, the unveiling of this historic marker, and of course celebrating Filipino Heritage Month. I will not repeat all of our honored guests because I think everyone knows who they are. So I will say welcome, honored guests, community members, in and outside of Airdrie, particularly those that have traveled from afar to grace us with their presence. We all say thank you for being here. I want to begin by saying we humbly, with great honor, accept this beautiful marker for Dr. Rizal on behalf of the city and my city council colleagues and our community. We're truly honored. I'm going to begin my remarks by echoing what the former very eloquent speakers provided earlier on in this event regarding Dr. Rizal. It's hard for me to imagine all of that Dr. Rizal accomplished in such a short life. As we all know, Dr. Rizal was instrumental in the Philippines' ultimate independence from Spain. His love for the Philippines, his intellect, and sheer will to move mountains in the wake of Spanish rule, which as we all know, ultimately cost him his life. Dr. Rizal made contributions to Philippine art, as you heard, sculpture, literary, medicine. Imagine fluent in 22 languages, just to mention a few of his life's accomplishments, which continue to fascinate countrymen and peoples from all around the world. Dr. Rizal's love for the Philippines was evident in all that he accomplished. I believe that if Dr. Rizal were among us here today, and he definitely is in spirit, he would say that his greatest accomplishment and legacy would not be all that he experienced in his short life. It would be the Filipino people. Here today and around the world, I've been very fortunate in my life to call many Filipino people friends, to experience firsthand their amazing culture, a culture focused on family, friendships, generosity, creativity, karaoke, basketball, lechon, hard work, and of course their amazing spirituality, but most important, their fun. They love to have fun. They love life. It's been my honor to know many of you here today, and can honestly say you've all made me a better person. I'm certain Dr. Rizal would be very proud of all of you. I want to thank the Philippine government and the National Historic Commission for this historical marker recognizing our Dr. Rizal monument as the first, as Minister Orr said, in Alberta. And I can tell you, point of fact, we in Airdrie are so proud of having this beautiful historic monument and now marker here in our community for generations. These historic markers would be I apologize. I want to close by reiterating my sincere thanks and appreciation for all of you being here today. Honoring Dr. Rizal's birth, anniversary, and the unveiling of this beautiful marker strengthens Airdrie's relationship with the great Filipino community. Sharing a rich history with our community and everyone who visits. I want to quickly acknowledge the reasons why we're here and how we came to be. I want to thank Zaldi, Patron. Sorry, I just call him Zaldi. I'm not going to go formal on everybody because we're friends. I want to thank the Filipino Airdrie Association and President June Martin. And you can give them a round of applause. June needs it. The Rizal Project team, as you can see, the many sponsors and the people who have their name on those bricks, you can see who were generous enough to give their money so that they could make this happen. I want to also thank the staff of the City of Airdrie. I'll be very honest, I was here yesterday at another event, and I was terror-stricken that this would not be done in time because it was just a block of wood. There was nothing in it. The trees weren't planted. It was I got to give the everyone who participated in getting this over the edge to where we are today a great deal of thanks and appreciation. And that would be to Scott Wright, the who managed the construction of this monument today. So I'm going to be like my friend Mohammed and just say it's been a great honor. Well, get choked up. I just, yeah, that's me. It doesn't go away though. That's the problem with applause. It gets worse. I'm just overwhelmed because in my life I've had such great experience with the Filipino culture, going back to when I grew up in Oakville, Ontario, and my experiences in British Columbia and the Lower Mainland, and now here in Alberta, and it's made me a better person, as I said, but it's more importantly made us a better community. And as you heard the minister, the associate minister, talk about the contributions to the province of Alberta, we humbly say thank you for choosing Canada and Alberta for the place to grow, to prosper, to have a family, to become entrepreneurs, to grab hold of your dreams and be the best you can be. So thank you very much and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po, Mayor Peter Brown, for those kind and inspiring words, especially towards the Filipinos and on behalf of the Filipino community. Thank you so much again for hosting the first Dr. Rizal Monument in Alberta. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. May I once again call NHCP Executive Director Carminda Arevalo to present the tokens of appreciation from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines to both Mayor Peter Brown, Ambassador Rodolfo Robles, and Consul General Zaldi Patron. It's our way of saying thank you so much, Mayor Peter Brown. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you. And of course, to my favorite Consul General, the most outstanding, the well-loved by all the Filipinos in Alberta and Saskatchewan, Consul General Zaldi Patron. This one, obvious na lang po siya. Favorite namin lahat. Oh my God, Mayor C, thank you. He's good looking. Dr. Rizal is good looking. Thank you. Again, palakpakan po natin sila. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Malamang. Walang tigil sa project niya. Ayaw na ito minsan.
Thank you very much, Director. Thank you, Executive Director Arevalo. Thank you very much, Mayor Peter Brown, Ambassador Robles, and Consul Patron. Before we conclude this program, I would like to call on the Binhi ng Lahi folk dance troupe for a short dance performance to cap this historic day. Let's give them a round of applause.
Luciana. Oo, pupunta nga ako dito. Pupunta nga ako dito.
amazing performance. Palakpakan ulit natin sila. Thank you. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary, the City of Airdrie, the Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, which jointly implemented the Dr. Rizal Monument Project, and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, I would like to thank all of you for your participation and for being a witness to this historic event. I would like to personally thank Conjen Patron. Consul, thank you so much for this opportunity. I traveled all the way from Edmonton. Together with our estimated driver, Kuya Resty Reyes of Fly Friendly, and Celso Andrade of San Freight Cargo. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you very much. And before we conclude, I would like to greet each and everyone. Happy Father's Day! I wish you all a blessed rest of the day. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay! God bless us all. Thank you.
Yung mga